Hello and welcome to another AIC Productions video. Today I wanted to go over this RC car. It goes under several different names on Amazon and Newegg and a few other places. So I'll put a link to it in the description below. I actually reviewed this car last year and I have thoroughly enjoyed this RC car. I think it has been one of the best I've bought under $100. Obviously, you can do a lot more if you spend a lot more money, but if you're looking for an inexpensive RC car, I think this is great value for the money. So recently, I actually damaged it, and one of the great things about these RC cars is there are a lot of interchangeable parts that you can buy replacement parts online inexpensively. For example, I have a new front bumper here in this bag. There's two of them. You buy them in a pair, and it was about $5 for the pair because I smashed it into a curb and broke them. I broke the front one, and that allows this to connect back on. These little clips here that hold the shell on, I bought a bag of 50 of those because I keep losing those like crazy. You can buy new remotes, you can buy new tires and wheels, you can buy all new suspension components, but recently I discovered I cannot buy a new battery for this one. Unfortunately, they've updated the battery style, and so at least I couldn't easily find a new battery for it. This battery's still good, but I have a second battery that has gone flat on me and won't take a charge anymore. But as I was looking, I noticed that they have made a few changes to these and updated it slightly with a lot of carryover, and so I picked up a new one, and I spent about $75–80 on this car. You can now pick them up for about $56 do I pay for this one with free one-day Amazon Prime shipping. So I ordered it on Thursday, got it that very Friday, and I just want to go over a little bit of the differences between the two. Obviously the controllers are exactly the same, and I find the controller to be quite comfortable. These are actually, even though they're the same car, they're branded differently. So this one is a GPTOYS is the brand that this was on, but obviously they're exactly the same car, made probably by in the same factory in China. The clips that hold the shell on are the same. Now this is a slightly different style, and I'll go over the differences between the two here. And as you can see, I'm very quick to lose these clips. And it's very easy to get the shell off, just those 4 clips. And then to get the battery out, just open those, and then the battery compartment is open. So the differences between the two cars. The tires between these two models are different, but they are different. As you can see, this has a wing and a shell that's slightly different than the truck shell. And that's just the difference of the models. And another difference of the models is this has shorter posts for the shell. The truck is more elevated to clear the bigger tires, and so it sits a little bit higher. These have shorter posts to fit the more sleek shell, and this has a rear wing, which would fit on this, except for it would interfere with the plastic shell. If I were to put this shell on here, which it would fit, the wing would go, it'll just look funny because it would sit a lot lower than the back of the car. Now, as far as actual changes, the only one that I can really tell is the battery connection. So as you can see, they're both 3-cell lithium-ion batteries. This has a 6-pin connection, and this has a 2-pin connection. The biggest difference I found between the two is this takes a lot longer to charge than this battery, and it discharges a lot more quickly than this battery. I get about 10 to 15 minutes of use out of this. I've gotten well over 30 minutes of use out of this car with very similar usage. And that was from when the battery was new. Obviously, being that this battery is a little bit older, I get closer to like around 10 minutes of usage with this battery. And I've used these cars quite a lot. I also run them pretty hard. It is Arizona, so it gets pretty hot here, and that it does have an effect on the batteries in the summer. But other than that, as far as the rest of the components, the suspension, they're identical. The shells underneath, that's identical. The drivetrain, as far as I can tell, is identical between the two. It's just that connection for the battery, and I'm sure how the battery discharges into the motor for the longer battery life. Now, what are some of the positives about this car? It's inexpensive, $56, right? To buy this car, free shipping from Amazon. It's very quick, it's very maneuverable, it's very fun to drive around. It comes with a lithium battery for that price. I'm comparing against other inexpensive remote controls cars. I bought a few from Walmart and Target. Typically they consume AAA batteries or AA batteries very quickly. And unless you go with a rechargeable battery, you go through batteries very quickly. They typically don't have any suspension travel, and if they do, it's very limited. Their turning is typically limited. They're not very fast. They claim up to 30 miles an hour. I have the box here. I can show you that here in a moment. They claim up over 30 miles an hour. I don't know if that's true or not. This one is faster than this one, but I think that has to do more with the size of the tire. If the tires are spinning at the same rate at the axle, the bigger tires obviously will turn more quickly. I've actually thought about swapping the tires over to see if that speed changes. The other great thing about these is the interchangeable parts. On this car, I've had it for a while, and I did learn how to drive with it, and I've smashed up the front suspension pretty good, and I've had to replace components on both sides of the front suspension, and I'm able to buy those parts on Amazon very inexpensively and put the car back together. If you break it too bad, it's $56 to replace the entire car. Shells are like $10. Most of the replacement plastic parts are $5 to $10. So you have a very inexpensive to repair car. So if you have somebody who's looking to get started in RC, and would fall under what I would say a novice category, this is an excellent RC car. Because of its speed, I would not give it to a younger child, but I would definitely give it to somebody who has a little bit more skill or ability to control the car and is a little bit more responsible, because even I myself, I was avoiding a car. I was driving down the street and a car was coming down the street, and I turned to avoid, and I ended up hitting the curb harder than I meant to, and that's how that got broken. So it definitely, and again, I've broken the suspension on it by hitting the curb, but you can find the replacement parts, so that is available. But for the price, once again, the best car, RC car under $100 that I've found. And I've done quite a bit of research, looking around, and with the availability of parts, because there are other cars out there that are inexpensive, but you don't have the availability of parts to replace it. The inclusion of the lithium battery for power is excellent, and the speed is really fun. They do great donuts. If I were to change anything about it, I'd have more shells available, or even clear shells that you can paint, which I think would be nice to be able to customize a shell. I would love more suspension travel. I love to jump them, they're fun to jump. And I would love for them to be four-wheel drive versus two-wheel drive, and I would love a bigger battery, a longer lasting battery. So, but all of those things would increase the price significantly. Maybe not the shell, but the four-wheel drive and bigger battery would increase the price significantly. And so that's probably wouldn't be worth the price increase. But other than that, a great car for a beginning RCist. I think they're great value for money. Really get your feet wet with learning how to control an RC car, especially one that has any kind of speed. It gives you the opportunity when you break to buy replacement parts, to fix it, to put it back together. They also sell other parts to modify different springs, different spring rates, different suspension components to kind of customize it a little bit. I haven't done that. I've just kept them fairly stock. So anyways, if you have any questions about these cars, again, I'll put the link to these in the description down below because they come under a bunch of different names. So it's good to do a little bit of research because the price for exactly the same car is anywhere from $56 up to over $100. So you want to shop around a little bit. Again, the truck and the sports car are identical underneath. It's just a different shell and taller standoffs and bigger wheels for the truck. I've actually considered putting these on here, like I said earlier, to see if it's faster. Plus, I like the bigger wheels for when I go to hit curbs, which I seem to like to do a lot. And when I go to jump, just because it does have a little bit more sidewall, a little bit more flex than these. They are just hollow rubber or plastic. They do obviously have some flex, but these have a lot less than these, just because these have more sidewall on them. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, again, feel free to ask in the comment section down below. I'll do my best to answer. And I hope you have a very Merry Christmas. I definitely recommend these as a gift idea. I'll probably have some B-roll here of repairing this one here real quick with the new bumper, and then I'm going to be taking them both out. I'll charge this one up and do some video of the two cars racing. So I look forward to that at the end of this video. Thank you again. Alright, so here's the box. The car normally is displayed through this window. Obviously, I've taken it out of the box. 33 plus miles per hour, break the speed limit. Luckton S911 leaves the rest behind. 33 plus miles per hour, 112 full proportional two-wheel drive brush truggy. S-Truck suspension technology for superior handling and control, powerful GP brush, 390 motor, largest in class, quality and capability you expect from bearing is available in off-road performance. Make sure all accessories are properly attached. Remove the protective film from the body before turning on GPTOYS Lectin S9. I'm here for you, GPTOYS. Now I think there's just two colors. There's the green and the gold that I got. Here's the back. Here's the side with some of the components. Hardware slipper clutch. 4-wheel independent suspension system. The whole car used metal universal joint cup, sealed ball bearings, metal rear dog bones. That's the axles. You can adjust the steering. If it pulls to the left or right, you can account for that. 2.4 gigahertz radio system, very common. This is the top. Here's the back of the box. Tells you it's 180-minute charge time. Sounds about right. It says somewhere that it's a 10-minute runtime. It goes a little bit longer than that, and a lot longer if you are not running it at full tilt. You also have to worry about play 10 minutes. I get a little bit longer than that. I get almost 20 minutes currently. But temperature, outside temperature, the ambient temperature does make a difference, as well as if you're doing a bunch of full speed pulls, because those do consume a lot more power. Alright, there we go. That is the box. It's actually a nice fun box. I like the pictures on it. And I've shown you all the sides. And we'll go out and do some runs. Alright, so we're ready to do some driving with the cars. I'm out in my front yard, neighbors across the street. And this is the original one I bought. I did switch the wheels on them, as you saw in the B-roll. And trying to drive through the camera here, so let me see if we can do a full speed run here across the camera screen. Squats a lot when you put on the power. Alright, let's switch cars. Now both cars are on, and you can have both cars controlled from different controllers at the same time. How you do that is you turn one on, and then you turn on its controller. So you turn the car on and then the controller. And then you turn on the second car and its controller. Yeah, I definitely like these tires better. I don't know if they are a little bit more worn, so get a little bit better traction. Do some Swift donuts. Alright, so the controls are pretty simple, obviously. The trigger, this is pushing forward, forward on it is reverse, pulling back on it is forward. Now if you're going forward and you push up on it, it brakes. So it has a braking feature. Let's back up a little bit. So you'll be going forward, and you pull up and it brakes, and then you go back. You have to release and let go again, and then this is to obviously steer the car. Trying to drive the car through the camera lens is a bit difficult. Let me see if I can't get them lined up for a full speed run here at the same time. Make sure nobody's coming. Okay, let's see how this goes. Oh. Let me straighten that up. That's not as straight as I like it to be. Okay, let's see. Yeah, the red one is definitely faster. See if I can't get them lined up again. It definitely responded more quickly as well to the inputs. Okay. 3, 2, 1, and go. Yeah, the red one's slightly faster.